Welcome to update number 3. I will explain what's happening here. So there have been some foam changes at the back. The idea is to have a curved rock face that follows the contour of the railway. So effectively a bulge there, or a curve out, an inlet there, another curve out here which will form a tunnel. Then I've put various bridge products where I think I want bridges. Blair Line trestle, girder deck viaduct or girder deck bridge, tall steel viaduct, Kato curve viaduct. The point is to follow the line of a stream or a creek, a small river that will go under there and provide some nice interest. The idea is it will follow the line of the railway, so the railway is really following the line of the valley. So it's out, in and out. Very small tunnel there, don't want it too big because of the difficulty of getting in and reaching for stuff as usual. Here's a line that goes off to the proposed steel works, which will be over there somewhere, which will sit on another bit of layout board. And I will start carving the foam with the hot wire cutter here. Lower for the creek, and then we'll see what we end up with. Open the box. We get an awful lot of instructions with this, which is really nice. Shows you how to construct it on a curve, which is very cool. We will be constructing this on a straight, so it should be a lot easier. And it's got all the curve radii, so you can match your curves to the bridge. And that should be the finished bridge. Okay, the bridge comes with a nice piece of track, quite suitable for the bridge itself. Very nice, lots and lots of sleepers on it. Look quite nice and wooden, not even too shiny. Does that line up with there? Not exactly. Here you can see all the parts laid out, including the track, which I initially thought wasn't flex track, but actually it does bend if you're very gentle with it. Track's really good, but there's a problem with the track. It's code 55 and I run code 83, so we'll have to see what we can do about that. You've got all the bits here, some of which I've started to paint. Looks like a relatively simple kit. Now we add the extra wooden bits onto the bents. Okay, so the double stringers are on, or whatever they're called. Braces, aren't they? Braces, not stringers. On the bents, you can see that they've been added because they're wrong. They're not been painted, so I shall spray those. Add the concrete bases to the bents. These three are effectively, that's effectively what the bridge is held on with. So that goes on like that, and the tracks go on top. Same with that, I need to spray those, and then these are the guard sleepers that go on like that. I shall colour those and come right back. Just gluing the bents on one at a time and letting it dry. Okay, so here's the bridge finished, obviously upside down. Weathered concrete feet. I'm still considering whether to use this on my layout. Here are the Kato track adapters that allow you to use a Code 83 track with this, so I'll have to get a bit of Code 83 Flex track and put this on top. But I might use this elsewhere, so it's not wasted. I'll just put it to side for now. What we'll do next is look at the micro engineering trestle, which I do want on the layout, and I know where it's going to go. And let's have a look at the process for building that. Well, sometimes the greatest ideas of mice and men don't always come to fruition. One of Kato's greatest strengths, being its ballasted underlay, is also its greatest weakness. Obviously that will look absolutely terrible on top of something like this or that, and the flex track that it comes with, unfortunately, if you read on the book, is code 55. So what I've done, I've slightly modified the curve here and used one of Kato's trestle bridge parts, and what I've done is I've changed the sides so it looks more realistic, and actually just does looks different. And there's no issue here with the track joining the track. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. That will have to be figured out. Might use a culvert or something. Kato do make a deck trestle bridge there, or a deck. I'm not sure what the difference is in a deck plate bridge and a deck plate girder bridge, but it's one of those. It's not the most realistic looking. I mean, maybe I'll just take this off at the end and put that one on. It does look better, but for now that will work. And then for the top bit, and this is the sneakiest cheat of all, Kato do make their equivalent of these parts. So I'm not worried about the walkway on the other side, which to be honest is out of gauge and doesn't look that good. This is the side that most people are going to look at anyway, so by using this and by filling in the gaps with probably a bit of styrene, the problem is basically solved. And what I intend to use, whether it works or not, and we'll soon find out, on a micro-engineering bents, which are these bits, which are effectively, to be honest, the best bit of the girder. I mean, these are the things that just add a massive wow. I'm hoping to use about half of them, cut them down, hopefully to there. I have seen models with these on. I think that's a bit of a waste. I've also modified. We've added the river cutting, so that's all that's been always being cut out for the river, which is this. And now this rock face will come out, which is a great opportunity to use one of my Bragdon molds maybe. So the rock face will come out, it will go in there, and then it will start to come out here. And obviously that means that we need to have a tunnel here. It won't be too long, so it's easy to get in and out of it, and possibly even a tunnel there, which adds a lot more interest. So the idea is that overall the rock comes, sort of bows out, comes out there, goes in and bows out again. That's more like a more natural rock formation caused by the river, of course, which should follow the rock, or should follow the track follows the rock, so it should follow the track rather than just meandering aimlessly in the middle, which wouldn't make any sense. So the river has eroded the rock. So that is the plan. It's a lot more work than I anticipated, but that's what happens with these things. Sometimes you just it just develops as you go along. I've also changed the siding track here that will go off to the steel mill or whatever industry I want on that side. It doesn't go up a gradient, so that's a lot easier. So I've had to use the Woodland Scenic risers here. I need a little bit more for this, so it will start there, and that will gently bring the track up to there, not exceeding 2%, which, you know, is ideally is where you want to be. So that's update 2. Lots and lots more work to do. I've probably made an awful lot more work for myself. Bridges, abutments, viaducts, all sorts of things on the way, and then we'll see where we get to. So you can see here I've very carefully cut the sides off. You need to keep these for the bridge to kind of sit on, and then hopefully that it will look very good for a micro-engineering trestle. Let's have a look at that. It's here. Let's check the length. It would be absolutely incredible if it was the correct length, but you know how these things work, and it's just a little bit less, but that's okay, we can work with that. Let's see what else we get. This, the flex track, which does look, you know, infinitely better than the Kato, but you see again the problem. This is code 55 and it isn't going to work. So what else do we get? We get this. Let's open it up. Two sides. Not sure what they are. Supporting braces. More bracing. More bracing. And probably instructions. Oh, also we've got, you get the bridge feet as well. Right, time to read the instructions and see what to do. And there we are, sprayed with Revell Matte Black and a tiny touch of Revell Brown, which to me looks rusty. That is a world away from the Micro Engineering Dark Blue. Track goes on top. Doesn't look too bad. It would be better if the track had more sleepers, but that is what it is. And that's that one. Thanks for watching.